All right, guys. Welcome back to the iMaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host, JD. And if you're new, make sure to like, share, and definitely subscribe. If you're a member of the channel, bless up to you lot. And how to become a member, please do click the join button. YouTube will help you along the lines. So as you saw by the title, JFF boss stated that it's going to be local boys filled for the Unity Cup. A lot of persons asked me on this subject, so I said, okay, this is the article that I found and it's coming directly from the boss. Sometimes you can take his word to the 100% and sometimes you can't. All right, so I don't know if you want to use it as a can't this time or you want to take it for 100%. I'm going to go through the article. I'm going to post the article in my description and also the pinned comment so you guys can get a read for yourself. I will give you some opinions on the back of this one when I'm finished reading this. So let me know your thoughts on the subject itself and also on the actual opinion. All right, yes. So anyways, let me continue. Local boys to feature prominently in Unity Cup, says JFF boss. May 7, 2025, and this is in the Observer from Jamaica. Jamaica Football Federation JFF President Michael Ricketts says he expects that a number of local-based players will be given the opportunity to represent the country in the Unity Cup tournament in England later this month, with several overseas-based reggae boys unavailable because we had told you a lot of other situations could lead by them can't be selected. All right, Ricketts told the Observer that head coach Steve McLaren is likely to focus on domestic talent for the Unity Cup, which offers players assessment ahead of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. All right, so let me know what's your take on that side. I'm going to continue finish reading, then I will give my takes on everything. All right, but I saw some things already out of that I wanted to tackle. The Four Nation Unity Cup set to also feature Trinidad and Tobago, Ghana, and Nigeria is to take place at Brentford FC G-Tech Community Stadium in West London, May 27th to the 31st. The Jamaicans are to face Trinidad and Tobago in their opening match and, depending on the result, will either meet the winner or loser of Ghana versus Nigeria match. So winners will be playing winners and losers will be playing losers. So they make sure every team gets 2 matches. All right, yes, we are very excited because this will be a yardstick to measure our readiness for the World Cup qualifiers, said Ricketts. The coach is getting a lot of young local base players into the Unity Cup, and like he has said to us, he really wants to expose some of his young talents in England at the end of the month. He added, all right? McLaren has not yet named the team, but based on what he would have said to us, there will be a number of local base players in this Unity Cup. Not all of our overseas base players will be available. Kind of switching, for this tournament, but the coach is comfortable with the players that he has been able to put together, Ricketts pointed out. All right, so at the start, it's going to be mainly local players. Then after he gets into it and pretty much wanted to say, based on who is available, they are going to be up for selection, first preference, and then after it's going to be filled with local players. Would you guys be okay with that? Let me know. My opinion on his statement right there. You had said about an unavailability, I am okay with that. If unavailability and you said, okay, you're not going to look for more overseas players at this point, you're going to use local based players to give them exposure or whatever you want to give them, no problem. But when you tied it towards, to the World Cup qualifiers, I don't understand that. Are you giving them an opportunity to get exposure to be sold? Or you're giving them an opportunity to say that you are using them as your core players to go towards World Cup? What are you saying? All right, because it seems as if you're saying that in this article, like they are going to be featuring regardless of whatever situation presents itself in the World Cup qualifiers. All right, yes, and you're not making it sound like others would have said, okay, if one or two performed, yes, they could get a look in if something wrong from our first squad. You understand me? So I don't like the way you sound right there, because you're not talking as if people making things of merit. You're just saying that people will be there. And that's what I got from the statement. So let me know if I'm reading it wrong right there. All right. For me, as I said, I have no problem to hear a coach says something and he goes by it. But based off what I heard the coach said, he said he's going to be looking for players. Period. Worldwide, and he has a list of players, and it never seems like what you are saying here. I think you're sounding like you're saying the opposite of what the coach said and saying that the coach said this, unless he told you that separate. But the video that I have played in one of my video, it's actually saying the opposite. He says he has a list of players that he has to go around and look at and make a team out of it. All right, if what you're saying and the based off who we picked before, he wouldn't have to talk about that list. But I tend to believe what he's saying. It's going to be based off local players, because I heard the Gensec said it, and I heard the chairman of the JFF, the JPL said that they changed the date for the JPL players that will be featuring in the Unity Cup to have the time to get to fly out. I heard a lot of people say that, when we want to bring players here, they're saying that they can't bring the players in because it's too expensive. So how is it you're taking players from Jamaica to go to England? I think that's a brilliant point to bring up. So the JFF, you need to have answers for that as well, because that is blatant hypocrisy. Or only when it benefits you 100%, you try to push out. People could say these things. I can understand. But at the same time, you could say that it is the coach picked them, or the coach wanted to use them at this point, so you have a lot of questions still left to be answered, but this is what we're getting. And I want to think that I've done a video yesterday, Liam Bailey, Ethan Pinnock not playing so much. So all depending on how they featured, I think they should be the main part of the selling Unity Cup. Like you put them there for the first game, you don't play them for the second, or play them for the second game only and don't play them for the first. But I would prefer play them for the first game and then let them go straight to the next camp, just to get them in as best shape as possible if they are not going to get enough game time before the end of the season. That's what I would say. And that is still up to them. If they want to take their vacation, let them go and do their thing, because they have done enough to put Jamaica on the map, and also put the Jamaica in this spot. Maybe people would say not Liam Bailey because he missed a lot of games, but definitely Ethan Pinnock did a lot to put Jamaica in this spot as well. And I thought that Liam Bailey did the same as well. You understand me? So slightly controversial, these statements he's making right there, because it's almost opposite to what the coach says, because the coach never gave any base when he was speaking. He speaks highly respectfully of the local players. That is what I know, but he was talking in general, and I think he was leading towards more overseas scouting more than local scouting, because he wants to add more to it, because he got a chance to see the local players already. Not saying, I'm not talking about bringing players to play, I'm talking about what he had said. are alluded toward. So it's surprising that the president coming to say almost the opposite of what he had said to me. But all the best to Jamaica. Go there and put out your best foot, regardless of which team. I would still like to see some of the big players, one or two of them, play at least the first game and then leave out. They're already in England, so Jamaica doesn't have to pay them and pay their plane fee or anything. Some might be already in Brentford, and Liam Bailey ain't far from there either. You understand me? So if that's the case, I would want that. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Yeah, definitely. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Are you okay with the statements that he's making here? You read it different from myself? And what would be your best 2024 players you would have considered to bring? All right? Yes. Smash the like button, share, and subscribe.